Hi guys, welcome back to some more action with Accrington. We are now in the Championship. We're about to get pre-season underway, although there's not really much happening right now. We have a few players who we potentially need to sell or get rid of. Obviously, Galindo is the main one that's he's wanting to leave. There's Scuadone, Bejarano, Struman, Baumann, Camalo and Velasco all on the transfer list. And then we have 5 players available for loan: Gun, Afobe, Caliguri, Noble and Ballatoni. We have a squad of 34 at present, so with the 5 going on loan, that will drop us down to a squad of 29, and therefore any player that gets sold is going to be replaced by someone. I'm yet to decide who is going to replace who yet, as obviously we have very little transfer funds at the moment, so therefore it's going to be a case of only buying a player when we sell one. With the sale of Galindo and hopefully Camalo, Baumann and Struna, that's going to give us £2.5 to £3 million in transfer budget, which should allow us to bring in 2 or 3 good quality players, hopefully some former Premier League players to help us out. Maybe look to strengthen definitely the centre of midfield, especially with Galindo going. Look to hopefully get a 70, at least a minimum of 70 rated midfielder in, and then maybe potentially another 70 rated defender and a 70 rated striker, but we'll have to see. We have Derek, we have Friedrich and we have Milanov as our 3 main centre backs. We're all Friedrich and Milanov are nearly at 70. Derek is 72. We've got Winter as well, who is 68. That's why Velasco is going to be sold. We've got Armstrong and Gale as the 2 left backs. That's why I'm going to get rid of Camalo. We've got Buxter, Gamin and Struna is going to be the one that's sold, as he is the oldest and he's on joint most wage. Galindo looks to be on his way out. We've got Alussa, Noble and Scuadone leaving. We've got Seeger. Ballatoni's hopefully going. So as it stands, we're going to have Alussa 67, Seeger 67, Grant 65, Payne 66 and Vizcarrondo 72. In the terms of centre mids. So I'm hoping to get we'll get a 70 plus rated centre mid to take Galindo's place, and then we'll have Vizcarrondo and another in the centre with Payne, Grant and Seeger and Alussa as backups. We may let one of those go. We can potentially look to let Payne go, as he is valued the most and he's on the most wage as well. Minguia is one that I'm unsure about him. I may sell him because he's a good backup, I suppose, but that's about realistically it. We've got Bejarano transfer listed, as we have Smith on the right. We may look to get another right mid in. I'm not too sure yet. Bejarano can play right mid and centre mid, and he's only 62, so he's not the best. Smith can play right mid or left mid, so we've got Caballos. So we could keep Bejarano and get rid of Minguia, but Bejarano is on more wage. But then again, Minguia is 2 years older. I think, but the thing is with Bejarano, he leaves international duty, so that's one of the reasons for getting rid of him. Azogwe is I'm going to want to keep. Baumann is leaving for the simple fact he's 25 and rated 65. Whereas Azogwe is 21 and rated 64. Briveo's not going to go anywhere. May isn't going to go anywhere. We've got Ntuli and Seeger. The only thing that may happen with May, and looking at that, obviously we've got 6 strikers. I'm going to put him out on loan for the season, and we'll look to see if we can get him some game time. And that will leave me with Azogwe, Briveo, Ntuli and Seeger. And they're not really leaving. The only time they'll leave is if I get a multi-million-pound offer for any of them. But yes, it's going to be a sort of a one in, one out at the moment. I'm scouting one player, Todd Kane. I have been cheeky and I've gone with scout a world star, a wonder kid. I have done that. I have sent my scouts out as well. They are out and about looking for players. There you go. Rose and Sinclair both in transit. and they're looking for a centre-back first team quality, a full-back of first team quality, a central mid of first team quality, and a winger of first team quality. If we get the winger, then Mingio and Bejarano will both leave, as we have Caballos and Smith. And we're just going to see what happens. There are a couple of, in fact, there's more than a couple of free agents who we could potentially bring in just to strengthen the squad just in terms of depth. There's Marco Pellinarderi, a young keeper. Darren Murray was a centre back I was keen on, but I'm just unsure about him in terms of how he's actually going to progress. There's a Javier Calendira. He looks to be pretty good, to be honest. He's a centre mid, and you see there the main ones: the ball control, long passing, short passing are all good. His attacking vision, attacking position and vision are all good. He's got good acceleration and balance. Oh, there's this guy, Roberto Frisore. He isn't quite as good as Javier, but he's a year younger. Bob Hall, we were always interested in him, but I think Bolton are going to be unwilling to sell him. Conor Mahoney, we were interested in him as well, but Blackburn have said they're unwilling to sell him to a rival. And this free agent, Jose Antonio Meneses. He's got good finishing, his ball control and dribbling are okay. He's 18 years old. He'll strengthen the squad should we need to, but obviously we have 6 strikers anyway, so we'll have to see about that one. And in terms of youth players, we have one, but we don't know where he's going to be yet. So once we know where Florian is going to play, I may sign him up. I may just leave him in there. I may leave him in there until he starts moaning that he thinks he's good enough to be a first team player, and then we'll look to sign him up. But yeah, we can't really do much until we sort of sell players. And in terms of selling players, so transfer negotiations. Obviously, we have the offer in from Wolves that I countered, and it looks like we have an offer in. We have an office from Levante for Caballos, didn't we? There's a chance they'll accept if we offer something between 1.1 and 1.3. I'm going to counter that with 2.5 million. I don't really want to let him go, but he's on a load of wage, and 2.5 million. I think we can probably get Bob Hall in for that, who's younger, and yeah, it may make more sense if we can get him in for that price. I don't believe Caballos is worth that much. More than they're willing to pay for Galindo. Sorry, you can have him for 1.25. I just want someone else to come in for an offer. Morale homesick, yet he's going to potentially go to Wolves. I find that very, very strange. But we'll just have to see. I'm hoping Caballos doesn't leave. I'd like him to stay there and become a good player for us, as Rose has found 6 players so far. Alberto Moreno, we have absolutely no chance of signing him. Yannick Wildschut from Borough, a left winger, whose contract is expiring in 12 months. We'll ask him to scout him. What's his wage though? This is the other thing. He's on £5 a week, so we'll scout him. Michael Hector, centre back, doesn't look too bad. Luke Ayling, not really. Jacob Butterfield, wow, he looks to be half decent. Ooh, £10 a week, but we'll scout him anyway. Bojan is probably going to be on an absolute shit ton of money, £70 a week, so we may as well just remove him. I'm not too sure about this Ayling, so let's get rid of him. And Kane, he's already looking at him. So Wolves have said they're going to match the offer for Galindo, which is good, and Alex Winter returns to the squad. Someone told me how to find the, I think it was Sam told me how to find the the star rating for the team, and it was something about going to on the squad tab and then going across to roles, and I cannot see anywhere on any of these tabs at all anything that gives me my star rating for the team. I cannot see anything that gives me a rating, and I have no idea how to find what my squad rating is in terms of the stars, whether we're a 3-star team, a 4-star team. So I'm just going to have to leave that for the time being. Right, transfer offer for Briveo and Lowe. Holy crap. Right, Borough have come in with a 1.9 million for Briveo. Unfortunately, I'm going to reject that and disallow all future offers. Josh Lowe, Levante, reject, and but they're saying we could get up to 15 million for him. I don't want to sell him. He is going to be outstanding. I'll only sell him when he tells me he wants to be sold, and I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I'm going to try and always keep him on the right side of his contract by giving him a bit more money every time he wants a contract. An offer for Caballos from Celtic. I'm just going to reject that. Caballos is only 24. Christ, I thought he was older than that. Player sold. Galindo's gone to Cardiff for 850,000. So the board have just accepted any offer, and that's a ball ache, because I managed to get 1.25 million for him. And considering he was homesick as well, and he's gone to Cardiff. I didn't realise Cardiff was in Bolivia now. And Ronnie Sinclair is in Scotland, and who has he found? Virgil van Dijk, centre-back from Celtic. This guy will probably be an amazing player, but there's a good chance he's going to be on an absolute wedge. There you go, 50 grand a week. Nothing we can do with that. Nick Ross, a cam from Inverness Cali Thistle. We do potentially need a cam to replace Galindo, so we'll look to scout him. Mark Connolly, a centre-back, not really what I'm looking for. Adam Matthews, this guy looks amazing, this right-back. I'd love him, but I bet he is on a wedge as well. If he's on less than 10 or less, I would have gone for him, but 30 grand a week. We just haven't got that sort of wage funds available yet. And Temitope Obadei from Killy. He's not got what I need. And CDM, Jack Ryan, no. So, let's move on, as Chelsea in talks with Real Madrid for Aguero. Elliot Armstrong, Manchester City want him. Counter offer. You can have him for 10 million. Come on, City, you've got loads of money. You can have him for 10 million. I don't want him to have him, but City have got loads of cash, so they can splash it on him. But wow, nearly at 15 minutes, and we're not even halfway through July. So we have a final report. Right, Jacob Butterfield. He is a 71 overall centre mid. Let's inquire. Transfer offer for Kamalo. Here we go, from West Brom. Counter 1.5 million. You can have him for near his value. I'm not getting rid of him for less. An update, he's found 6. And a final report on Todd Kane, a right back who is rated at 70. But he's on 25 grand a week. That's the only thing with Todd Kane, is the amount of wages he's on. This Chris David cam doesn't look too bad, so I'll ask Rose to scout him out. Atsu would be a great player, but he's probably going to be on an absolute wedge, isn't he, with him being at Chelsea. 70 grand a week. Todd Kane, Lewis Liang, a centre-back from Forest. Doesn't look too bad. We'll ask Rose to scout him. Ryu Miyachi. Crossing is okay. Trouble is, what's his wages? 50 grand a week. There we go. Someone else who is just... See, it goes. I know it says it's asking for first team quality players, and it's giving me what I wanted, but it should be realistic first team quality players, not any first team quality players. Liam Palmer, right back, doesn't look too bad. Jacob Butterfield we know about. Yannick we are scouting. Hector we are not scouting yet. I will scout him though. In terms of Kamalo leaving, we don't really need to worry about that as we have 2 left backs anyway. So there we go. I'm glad Man City didn't want Armstrong. He is obviously now going to be the backup, especially with who am I thinking? Kamalo hopefully leaving. Right, and he's a crucial first team player is Butterfield. He's 27, but I think he may help us out a lot. So we've still not got enough in terms of transfer budget yet. We need to sell Kamalo and see obviously what's going to happen with him, and then once we find out what happens with him, we can bring in 1 or 2 more players really. So they've matched the 1.5 million for Kamalo. 1 more player in Scotland, Ryan Dow. I'd love to get this guy in, but what is his wage going to be? 10 grand a week. Let's just scout him just to make sure. I'm sure when I did my Dundee United save last season, he was a good player. He would be someone to bring in. Middle of the pack finish for Accrington. Key player Matty Gale. Predicted finish is 14th. Player conversation. Gunn wants me to experiment with the squad. Player sold. Kamalo's gone. We've got 1.3 million for him. An update from England. First team quality players. Oh, it's my own player. No. Texeria, centre back. Yeah, good standing tackle, good sliding tackle. Marking seems to be okay. We'll scout him just have an interesting look. Well, Anthony Knockout, 30 grand a week. I've inquired, but there's no point. Texeria, we need to see wages first, don't we, before we actually look. 5 grand a week. We'll scout him just to see. Gary Gardner, centre mid from Aston Villa. He's going to be a fantastic signing if we can get him, but I think he's probably going to be on 35 I was going to say, but he's on 30. So he's gone. Joseph Mills from Oldham, a left back. We'll keep our eye on him, although we don't really need a left back right now. Jefferson Montero, a left winger from Swansea. Good crossing, good dribbling, shot power is all good. Contract expiring in 12 months. And he's on 40 grand a week. So, thanks but no thanks. Lewis Liang we sort of know about. Jacob Butterfield, yes. Todd Kane. Liam Palmer, we leave in there. I'm just trying to figure out right now the best place to, well, the best area of the squad to, what's the word I'm thinking of? To improve, that's what I'm thinking of. Right, Gunn wanted to play, didn't he? I'm sure he is a, there he is, yeah, Gunn will have you in. Let's actually give a few of these young kids this game. We could paint it. Bejarano can have it. May can have it. Velasco, Buxton, Armstrong. That'll do. Just it's Sunderland. It's not really an important game. It's only a pre-season game. We're at home for it. But yeah, I am just sort of trying to figure out where the hell I need to improve the squad. And right now, I just can't think of anyone. 2-2 draw in this one. Interesting. May and Azogwe with the goals. Certainly an interesting result. Tigre coming up in the next pre-season game. Anti-knockout will cost 4.5 million. And Gunn saying thanks for the chance. So as it stands, we've now sold 2 players and we haven't brought anyone in. Ronnie Sinclair has found all he can in Scotland. A transfer offer for Lutzer. Barca want him. Wow. Lutzer has a bright future and is one of our top players. There's a chance if we ask for 1.9 to 3.1 million, Barca can have him for 5 million. I'm prepared to let him go for that because I can bring in other players. Caballos wants to play in the next match. Yannick is rated at 66. Not the best. He's found all he can in Scotland. So, where to send him next? Let's send him to Belgium. See what he can find there. Right. And let's just quickly make a few changes to this team. Just some random changes. Caballos in, Vizcarrondo in, Smith in, Struna in, Gale in, Derek and Milanov in, Low in. Actually, let's have Caliguri in. Yeah, I can't think of what changes and where to strengthen the squad because a lot of the players, there's just no one really on the transfer list of any real quality. And the players that my scouts are finding, a lot of them, if you've seen, they'll be good for us, but they're just too much in terms of wages, and we just can't afford them. So, do I just bring in one or two? Yeah, do I just bring in like one world-class player in the centre and mid that we're paying 25 grand a week for? We're just going to have to see. An update from Rose, he's found some more. Texteria's still got a report. Joel Campbell, he would be an amazing player. And yes, I know he's first team quality, but he's probably going to want 50 grand a week? 80? Wow. Moses, Odebajo, a right mid. Good sprinting, good agility, good acceleration. Crossing is okay. Dribbling and finishing. It's 24. No. Dan Burns, standing tackle, slide tackle. Both look really nice. Marking is amazing. Heading accuracy is good. Strength is fantastic. What is his wage? 30 grand a week. See, we can't afford. He'd be good if he was on less. Centre mid, Luke Hyam from Ipswich. We'll scout him. Actually, he's on 30 grand a week, so let's just not. Left back. We have a couple of left backs already, but this guy does look quite tasty. Unfortunately, yeah, 40 grand a week, so there's just no point. Patrick Van Arnholt, another left back who's fantastic, but from Sunderland we're not going to afford him. Chris David, we're finally seeing what he's worth. We'll keep our eye on him just for now. Michael Hector, we sort of know what he's worth, but his standing tackle and slide tackle aren't that great considering he's 25. I don't know how much more they're going to improve. Yannick, no. Mills is a left back, but no. Lewis Liang, centre back. We'll find out in 2 full days. Jacob Butterfield, we already know. Liam Palmer is a right back, but I'm not too sure about him. And Todd Kane is good, but he's on too much, so we're going to get rid of him. There's just unfortunately no one before the. I need to sell. I do need probably, as much as I hate to say it, someone like Matty Gale or my keeper Josh Lowe. I need to sell someone like that for about like 25 million, just so the board give me say 15 in transfer funds, or I need to go down the road of doing the old financial takeover but it's just, it's not how I want to take the series. I want to do it or just by using the money available and building players up for 2-3 seasons like we did with De Jouet, and then selling him for a couple of million. And we've got 2 young wonder kids in Gale and Lowe who could be at the club for years to come, or we could get a monster deal in for one of them and have to sell them. It's a mystery right now. Scout has returned. Now, Scout has returned with a youth player that he feels can become world class. The lad is very talented and looks to have a bright future. It's now onto our end. View the player in youth academy. So it's this one. Anik Dale looks to be a centre back from France. So he's only 15, which is unfortunate we can't bring him in for this season. Wilt Kelb has a report. 83 max, 79 max, 67 max, definite reject, 88 max keeper, 80 max reject, reject, reject. Scout that one further. Chief Executive has a scout report. Andresen, reject. Okay. Right, guys, I'm actually going to leave it there. Yeah, pretty unproductive in terms of players coming in, but it's sort of got to that stage now where we're just not going to be able to bring anyone in. I don't think we'll not bring too many players in because we just haven't got the money available, and we're not going to have it, like I keep on saying, until we actually get a blockbuster transfer in, or we get a financial takeover, and we are sort of going to struggle, I think, from now on. But guys, let me know what you think, and I'll catch you all in the next episode pretty soon. Thanks for watching. Cheers.